By special arrangement, we are proud to present this Melinda-created production. The following is an unpaid program, and the views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the Found Footage Festival or VCR Party Live.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, hello, party people.
Post party, porch party, watching stuff and talking about it. Post party, porch party, post party, porch party, post party, porch party.
Welcome to Post Party Porch Party this week.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how, maybe we should look at some of the weird stuff that we're always finding online. And this was your idea, actually, so I can't
Thank
take
you.
credit for
Yes.
it. But try and set it
Yeah.
up to make, to segue it. But yeah,
Make yourself look good. Yeah.
this was a Molly idea. But Molly is like the queen of finding really funny stuff on places, whether it be Amazon or AliExpress or Wish or Temu or any of those kinds of places. And we're kind of at the point now in history where we're just generating a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We don't need most of it, but
Yeah.
there's stuff out there.
I love finding stuff and the ways that people are selling the stuff, but I very rarely buy the stuff
Yeah.
that I'm looking at because it's like most of it's just a waste of money. But some of it's funny, at least some of it's entertaining. So
Yeah.
that's what this week is about, just entertaining things that we have found when shopping on the internet.
We'll start with this one looks like hands. What do we got here?
This is from, I believe, AliExpress, and it is one of the most cursed videos that I've seen them use to advertise a product. I believe the product is gloves that give you really long hot dog fingers, and the use of sound effects is it's something.
Have you added to the sound effects, or are these the originals?
No, this is how it came out to shoot.
Oh, okay, well let's take a look at the hot dog gloves.
I'm sorry.
His tongue is
God!
I just want to understand, that's not your edit, right?
That was not my edit. No, that was someone else did that.
Oh.
And do you want those now?
I
After seeing that
I
video?
cannot see any reason as to why to do it, but I just want to know. I'll turn the sound off for it. It's just his tongue was the thing that I
Yeah.
noticed.
He's being a silly goose with his hot dog fingers, I guess.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my God! Like, that they took those sound bites from somewhere else. I don't know where they're from, but
And
they're certainly choice.
so is this a novelty product or something? Obviously, like I don't think there's
I
any
mean,
practical use for this.
How would you use it seriously? Right.
Yeah. Like there's no
I think it's a joke, gag, gift type situation.
these aren't PPE or something, You don't use these when you're picking up hot dogs off the roller or something,
Oh God, I wonder if anyone's ever bought them thinking, like, oh, I need something for my hot dog business, and then opened them up. It's like, oh shoot.
Nice. So
Yeah.
This next one here is Hurom or something.
Yeah, the Hurom Slow Juicer. This is a supercut that I did of an infomercial for this juicer, the Hurom Slow Juicer, and it's got liminal vibes. It's got awkward pauses. It's got everything.
So this is an American infomercial.
I don't know.
Okay. but it's
I'm
something
trying
that.
to. I think I just found it on YouTube at one point.
Okay,
I
so this
didn't.
is some
I
kind of
don't
TV
really.
infomercial or something.
Yeah, it's like an internet infomercial, and I'm
Okay.
not even sure if the voiceover is a real person or if it's AI or if it's just like a you know it's just it's very monotone, but it's somehow works. It doesn't make you want the juicer.
Okay.
The Hurom Slow Juicer. Tonga Industrial Company Limited has specialized in the manufacture of juicers and extractors for 35 years. The Hurom Slow Juicer is not a standard juicer and not even a blender.
I love these
The
CGI.
Hurom Slow Juicer delivers fresher, more nutritious, richer juice than ever.
Can I
Cut
just
the-
say that watching the pulp go out the side there was just kind of weird.
Uh-huh. There's a lot of that. And also those are called dregs. We'll find out soon.
Okay.
I learned the word
Is not a
dregs.
standard
I'm sorry,
juicer
what's that?
I learned the word dregs from this video. So
and not even a blender. The Hurom Slow Juicer delivers fresher, more nutritious, richer juice than ever. Cut the ingredients into small pieces. Turn on the machine and insert ingredients into the inlet. The juice and dregs come out through each separate outlet. Here we have the same ingredients, and we'll compare the Hurom Slow Juicer and a standard high-speed juicer.
why are they different colors?
What's that?
They're different colors.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they have different like extraction methods or something.
I guess. I didn't know there's more than one way to juice a tomato or
Yeah. So what is your experience with juicers and things like that?
I have zero.
Okay.
Well, okay.
So this
I
isn't
mean,
rewriting everything you know about juicers now. They're coming in at square one.
I mean, like when I was a kid, my mom had one of those like orange things that would spin and be very loud, and
Oh yeah.
um, so like that's like my only experience with juicers is that, and I can't eat fresh fruit anyway, so it's like I really don't oral allergy syndrome. Look it up.
I was gonna say my like juice experience as a kid, like our orange juice came from the freezer section. So,
hmm
you know.
Yeah, I mean most of mine did too, but my mom, bless her, wanted to give me some, nutritious fresh juice one day and
This
probably made her hand hurt and
She decided to buy a machine that was, loud enough that probably caused permanent hearing damage and
yeah, exactly. And it like had motor odor.
yeah. Just because this seems like a lot of work to me, I would just buy the
Yeah,
if I was a juice drinker, I would just buy the juice.
yeah.
But
I mean, it's fresh juice is real important to some people. It's not important to me.
yeah, I know
So it's like this
that's
is an interesting perspective into
there's like a
content
health.
for people who care about this.
Isn't there like a health or something like some kind of diets or something that are based on juice or something? I know juice
Well,
has a
the
lot
Jack
of sugar
LaLanne
in it,
power
so
juicer,
I
the
don't know.
Jack LaLanne power, the
The
Jack
Jack
LaLanne
LaLanne,
power juicer.
yes.
Yeah, he lived to be like 95 or something.
Hmm.
So I guess it works. They just leave.
Exit stage right, I guess.
Hurom Slow
just
Juicer slowly presses out the juice to protect all the ingredients' original qualities.
Looks like she's blending tomato or potatoes.
But it's apple. They
Yeah.
just said it. Yeah. The dregs.
I don't drink apple juice, but if I'm gonna drink apple juice, I'm gonna have cider, which is pressed.
Oh yeah,
That just looks like
and it's heated,
applesauce,
so I can
uncooked
have it.
applesauce.
Oh yeah, I guess applesauce is cooked.
Yeah.
I love how they just
It's possible to
have
make
so many
many
like
kinds of
awkward
juice
pauses in this. Like they just stand there for like a solid second and then leave.
You know what I
And they
like
decide
is
to leave it in.
you know what I like with the awkward pauses too. There's absolutely no background music in this.
Yeah, there isn't.
You could throw
It,
some just standard stock music or something on this, you know,
mhm.
dun dun dun
Yeah,
dun dun,
the
dun
hot
or
dog,
something, you know, and
even the hot dog gloves did that.
exactly, you know.
This just kind of makes it feel dystopian in a way, and it's odd. It's got a really this commercial has a weird energy, and
Yeah, that's one
yeah,
thing that I think we should point out because I know you and I have noticed this before with AliExpress and Temu and places like that. Sometimes when they'll have a video, they don't care at all about copyright. They will put whatever
yeah.
song they want to, and it's sometimes the most inappropriate. I found one for a headphone case, and all of a sudden it's playing Michelle Branch, and it's like, what,
Right.
what does that have to do with a headphone case? You know?
I love me a good discordant soundtrack that just like has nothing to do with it's not even like the right mood. Like sometimes they can get it so wrong that it's right. We will see one of those after this video, I believe.
without the annoying interruption of having to clean, thanks to the automatic cleaning function in the Hurom Slow Juicer. Without
Now they
disassembling
speed it
and
up.
cleaning, just add water to give it a rinse, and you can make another kind of juice thanks to the automatic cleaning function.
Something to drink if you get thirsty.
I'm sorry, it looks like it's pooping the dregs out.
Yeah, it does.
That's all I can. Yeah,
We love a bit of extrusion.
yeah.
Um,
Pineapple slow juice. I mean, again,
it's like, in our fast-paced world, sometimes you just need a little bit of slow juice. To
I was gonna say I just drink out of the can, but you
I
know,
don't even drink juice.
well, if we
Mostly
have canned
water and coffee.
pineapple and there's the juice at the bottom, I will drink it. But you
That's
know,
fair.
it's supposed to be good for you or something. I don't know, but
Well, it's a fruit. Like it's
pineapple
kind of what
is
fruits
kind of
are.
funny because the enzymes in it, it's like it's actually digesting like your lips and stuff. That's why it makes them
Oh
tingle.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
so
yeah.
it's like it's the
Huh.
fruit that bites back or something.
That would be a good way to market it
Yeah,
as the extreme fruit. It's, yeah. We can see
The Hurom Slow Juicer.
I cannot think of anybody who would drink celery juice. I don't mind
well,
celery. I don't want to drink celery juice.
I don't like celery. If I want stringy water, I will I guess I never want stringy water. Let's be real.
Hmm.
That's basically what celery tastes like to me, which is unfortunate because that's one of the few vegetables I can have without getting itchy.
But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at some of the fruits and stuff like broccoli, like, and that's the vegetables, I should say, that broccoli, and I know carrot juice is a thing. I can't imagine somebody wanting broccoli juice.
I've heard that if you like put apples in or some sweet fruit
Hmm.
over your celery or broccoli juice, it just tastes like that. I don't know. I've never tried that, but that's what the infomercials of yore used to say.
Yeah, my sister will make smoothies and stuff, and she'll put like kale and spinach and stuff in them, and
Yeah.
no, thank you. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, that's the Huron slow juicer. So when is yours set to arrive?
Oh, I mean, I've got it set on fast shipping,
Okay.
$35 overnight, and I'm not buying that.
Hmm. So next you have what's this next one you've got?
So we were talking about discordant soundtracks. I'm not sure if this is discordant or actually, I think it's like the perfect music. And it like starts about halfway through. So it's like silent at the beginning, and then there's just like the the most hilarious music I've ever heard.
Okay.
along with this weird product, which you will just have to see to believe.
Do we need to observe silence for this one, or?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
okay.
observe silence. Yeah. Like that's the only music I would want with
Not expecting that at all.
I wasn't either the first time I saw it. I just saw milk carton udder, and I'm like, I need to see what this is.
Yeah,
And
and
start flipping through the videos
I think the funniest part about this is that we were having a conversation about milk cartons the other day. So
about boxed
the
milk or
boxed milk,
whatever.
the shelf-stable
Yeah.
milk, like if I was to ever try that, I think I would need this little dispenser or something. But
I feel like it would end up with a mold problem in it.
not
Like,
just that, but I feel like you're actively making the pouring worse.
yeah. This is very much not a product that I think this is a gag gift. Like
Yeah.
I guess there's people out there who might want it, but I don't
Hmm.
know any of them and I'm not one of them. But
I think,
milk carton otter.
yeah. I think now would be a good time, by the way, to mention that this video is not sponsored in any way. In fact,
Not
we're
in any
telling you
way.
not to buy this stuff.
Or at the very least, we're telling you that it exists. You can make your own decisions
Yes.
as full-grown adults whether you want to buy this stuff or not. I have not bought a single item that that I will be showing this evening personally.
Yeah.
So
I I do find it funny though, because like we were saying with the boxed milk and stuff like that, it's like and making the pouring worse, and that's just reminding me of uh, kind of infamously Costco changed their milk jugs so that they would stack better. So they weren't the standard
mm,
size; they were kind of like a cube, but it made it so that they would basically spill. So this company invented, or probably already had, this product that you put on top of it, and it's like it makes a pour spout. So like at the like the fountain drinks and stuff like that, where you push the back on it and it will pour through it. And I remember my
mm,
in-laws got all their milk at Costco, and their Costco had those. And we were looking it up because I was telling them about it, and it was apparently everybody's like, yeah, those things just mold. I'm like, yeah, you're never gonna get those things clean. Milk
yeah.
just molds fast. So
I used to have I used to have a cat his name was Alexander, and he needed to take some pain medicine. And I had this brilliant idea. I was going to get like a condiment bottle and fill that with milk so that I could just like put his meds in that,
mhm.
whatever, and splort it on a plate or whatever. That was a great idea for the first like month or two. And then one morning I was dispensing the kitty meds, and just a splort of mold came out, and I'm like, I should maybe reevaluate what I've done.
Yeah,
So that's what gives me pause about this, just the molding
I
prospect.
do like that cow logo with the M, the Musafo.
Yeah, Musafo.
Musafo
It's probably
milk.
a brand from somewhere else.
Yeah,
I've never seen it in the States.
yeah. It's looks like it's whatever UZ is. Uzbekistan, I believe.
Hmm, okay.
Interesting.
I always forget that Uzbekistan exists. Sorry, Uzbekistan.
Yeah. And it's just like if I see the Cyrillic writing, I'm just want to go, oh, it's Russian. But it's like, no, that's a lot of
Yeah.
countries. So I get a lot of promotional email. Like I try to remove as much spam and advertisements from my life as I can, but I do let some things come through intentionally. And one of them I do is AliExpress, because it will send me a list of like, hey, here's some things you might like. And you look at it and you go, what is that? Because usually the thumbnails don't look all that interesting. So I've started my own game, our little game show called Just What the Heck Is That Product?
Oh, heck yeah. I'm excited to win this game
Yes,
because I'm the
yes.
only player
The rules are
with 2
basically
question
simple.
marks.
I'm going to show you a product, and you're going to tell me what it is. And for a bonus
All right.
point, try to guess how much it is.
Okay. So this product that we're looking at here, I actually own this.
Really?
This is a cat toy.
Okay, that is correct.
But I don't know how much it costs because it was a gift.
Okay. You want to take a guess?
My guess, yeah, my guess is $3.60.
Okay. $4.08,
Oh,
so pretty close.
not a bad guess
Um,
then, I guess.
I want to point out too that I love that this template has like what looks like a, I don't know if that's an older generation like MacBook or something like that, but then it has a very yellowed Microsoft IntelliMouse where the scroll wheel is red, but it looks like it needs some
and
retro
it's
brighting.
also it looks like it's just sort of hanging out like at an angle on top of the like
Yes,
it's just sort of there's no way that would
that's
work.
absolutely why I chose that one. It's like this is just thrown together like some of this stuff here. But yes,
Uh-huh.
I saw this and I just was like, I wasn't sure what it was.
Yeah.
But here's this next one, and we'll see what you think this one is. This is long endurance,
Long.
extra long standby. That's the hint.
Okay, is it it almost looks like a lighter in there.
Okay,
Like,
and is that your
yeah.
guess?
I don't think that's right, but that's the only guess I've
Okay,
got.
and price?
$12.
Okay, so that is not a lighter. That is a nose hair trimmer.
And it's not $12.
No,
See, I thought it was bigger. Like I thought it
yeah.
was like a really big lighter or like a little
I mean,
generator.
I thought it
That's
was like a
hilarious.
vape pen or something like that at first. But then it showed them like sticking it up his nose, and I'm like, is that a
Yeah.
illicit thing or no?
No, some people just got hairy noses and they don't want
Mm-hmm.
that anymore, I
Yeah.
guess. That's funny. It's a well now that I see that it's kind of a handsome product, I
And I
guess.
like how it has the little screen on it or something, because if one thing I need like an electronic screen on, it is a nose hair trimmer. So
So what information would you be getting from that screen? Like, does it count the nose hairs
I'm
somehow?
guessing battery life or something is all I can
Oh,
guess, but
it looks like there's 2 screens. Like, what's that
yes,
thing down at the
I
bottom?
could not figure that out. I had no idea, and then I decided I
You
didn't
might
care.
have to buy it
Yeah,
to find
I didn't
out.
care about it. $3.57 worth.
Yeah, and if this is one of those products I probably wouldn't buy on AliExpress just because it's so easy to mess up
Yes.
something like that. Like
Hmm.
I
So then
yeah.
here's the next product. This one is maybe a little bit more difficult. What is this right here?
It's looks like a holder of some kind. Like, does it like hold like paper? Like that seems a little much for paper, but I don't know. All the only guess I've got is pi- is paper holder with multiple angles.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. Is that a blade for the nose hair trimmer?
No, it is not a blade for the nose hair trimmer. It is a nose hair
Okay.
trimmer, but a manual one. And that, I just
Wow.
kind of threw that as a little bit of a joke because there are a lot of nose hair trimmers on AliExpress. There are a lot of different types. And I don't know if
Oh,
it's a cultural thing, but there is a lot of ear cleaning and a lot of nose cleaning.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, I know that ear cleaning is pretty popular in
yeah.
China. Uh, I would imagine, like, I feel like nose hair is a little bit more like, something that I've seen in the United States more,
Yeah, I like the
than ear cleaner. But,
I
yeah.
like the knife tip washable. It's safer without nasal damage.
Oh,
Or
thankful. Well, I'm
or the
thankful
little
that there's no nasal damage.
or I like the huge nose hairs on this woman here that she's going to be chopping
Yeah,
out. And I mean,
they look like they were like they're almost too perfect, you know? Like if your nose hairs are like that attractive,
mhm,
but I think attractive is the wrong word, but like,
yeah.
maybe consider keeping them in. I don't
Well,
know.
and
That's impressive.
there are people who will do the
Impressive.
wax in the nose. Yeah,
Yeah. That's probably
that's not
what I would do.
recommended. Um,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'll tell you why is basically they call it like the danger triangle, which is like, your
Oh
eyes to your
yeah,
nose.
yeah.
That if you were to get an infection there, it can go to your brain pretty easily. And
I
so
suppose.
it's one of those like, you'd be better off using a pair of little scissors or one of these products or something like that. Um,
I just don't know if I would trust the like motor thing is
I
all.
feel like it
Like,
would snag and it would like yank them out.
right. Because then you'd end up with the wax situation anyway. Like if there, I suppose it's possible for there to be tissue damage with that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I have never had to use one of these products before. I don't know anything about nose hair trimmers.
I admit it's something
I'm
I'm
just
kind of ignorant
speculating.
about, but apparently it is a big category on AliExpress.
It's a, it's a big,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
So if you got a hairy nose and it's
so I'm gonna give you that
not
one. So now
impressive.
you have 1 point. So,
Thank you. Yay.
and what about this one right here?
Oh, that it looks like something that would be used in the bedroom. I don't think it is. It almost looks like a Bluetooth signal, maybe. Like, yeah, but like I was thinking, like, is it a thing for like around your ear, like one of those like earpieces? Is it a hearing aid? That's my guess. It's a
A
hearing
hearing
aid.
aid and price?
$7.
Okay. It is $1.31, and it is, of all things, apparently something that is supposed to wake you up if you nod off while driving. I doubt that it
Well,
works, and I would absolutely never get into a situation where I would need a product like this.
right.
I feel like a
Yeah,
5 hour
that's
energy or something like that would be a better
yeah.
choice.
Or like, take a
Yeah,
nap.
take a nap and
Like,
then have a cup of coffee or a monster or something like
yeah,
that. Just
like
don't.
and I wouldn't trust
No.
the like, especially not from
Yeah.
AliExpress. Like, I feel like AliExpress is the sort of place where you buy stuff that is hard to mess up.
Yes.
Like, like a spoon holder, for example. That's a great thing to buy on
Or
AliExpress. But
I discovered recently that you can buy replacement drawstrings for your hoodies. You know, when my
right.
daughter was young, she
But
used to love yanking them out, and then they'd get lost, or they'd
yeah,
get lost in the wash or something like that, or they'd fall apart.
right.
So yeah, that would be a great thing to buy for 98 cents on AliExpress. But
Yeah.
I don't know that I would want to put my life in the hands of an AliExpress product.
Right, right.
And I will
So I
say it was really,
would
really
guess.
tempting, and I had to avoid it. But I had to put one in there that looked like, you know, something
Yeah,
from
like a bedroom
yeah,
item.
that you get from one of those stores on the edge of town, shall we say? But anyway, there's this one right here. What is this?
Is it a drawer? It looks like a little plastic drawer that like has like matches or something in it.
Okay, and price?
And it's 90 cents.
I don't know what this is. It is apparently You are apparently right. It is actually some kind of little drawer, but I cannot
Yay!
figure out for what purpose it is. Also, that question mark was supposed to animate, but apparently, for whatever reason,
Yeah, it's like I don't know how much it
yeah,
costs.
it was something along the lines of like $3 or something like that.
Okay.
But
So yeah.
it was a little thing that sticks onto the side of like your dresser or something, or your closet, and you could put
Mhm.
like socks in it. But I'm like, that is incredibly impractical. So, but people
Yeah.
bought it for some reason. So,
Yeah, well, if you sometimes you just need one of those, I
I,
guess. And they've got the cute little like nubs on them. These little like organizational things are another good thing to buy on
yeah.
AliExpress. Like
And they have some of
if
those
you
at
happen to
places like Dollar Tree.
are actually useful.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have them at places like Dollar Tree, and I know we were what did you call Dollar Tree? Um, you called it like AliExpress with a door or something.
I call it store with a
Yeah.
door. It's a phrase that I learned on QVC of all places. Sometimes to relax, I like to watch QVC. I'm just gonna,
Hmm.
that's now common knowledge about me.
Yep.
And one of the hosts said something about, you're not going to get this deal on a store with a door. And I'm like, that is so much better than saying brick and
Yeah.
mortar. Because like you don't like interact with the brick and mortar, like only the
Hmm.
people building the store do, but the door, you're going to interact with the door.
Hmm.
So it makes more sense from the customer perspective to say that, so that I now call them stores with doors.
Yep. So that's
So I called AliExpress, or no, I called the dollar store AliExpress with a
yeah,
door. I think that's what you're
yeah,
saying.
because they get some interesting things in there every now and again. Uh,
Yeah. Similarly to AliExpress, I think the dollar store is good for stuff that's similarly difficult to mess up,
yeah, I actually have
but
been
on a
yeah, I
lesser.
actually have been trying some Dollar Tree foods lately, just because there's one
Yeah,
not
yeah.
far from work, and I kind of
Hmm.
work in an area where there's not really choices for lunch. So if I
Yeah,
don't bring my lunch, I'm kind of out of luck, but or I have to
yeah.
pay really a lot to go someplace. But yeah, so anyway, that is our new game show called What the Heck is That Thing Anyway? And who thought of it? And why is it for sale? And OMG, how did they get so many people to buy that trash? No wonder our landfills are filling up. That's the
Goodness
full name.
gracious. I love
And
it.
I had to leave
I'm
in
s-
from the I had to
one.
leave in from the template awesome presentation. That was on the template. And I was like, that's staying in.
Awesome presentation. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then like the yeah, that's that was good. I'm happy I won that
Yeah.
game.
And
With however many points. I've already
I
lost
think you got
count.
like 1 point, but it doesn't really matter.
Okay,
Most
that's
most of
fine.
them were
I'm
tricks
okay with it.
anyway, so but
Yeah.
there's so much stuff that's out there, and again, we're not advocating buying it. Use your own judgment. I mean,
Right.
I've gotten some decent stuff on AliExpress. I mean, like I got a
Oh, I
little
have to. I
card reader right here. Not that I use
Okay.
SD cards much anymore, but when I do, I got a little card reader for a
Yeah.
couple bucks. I got some Lenovo ear headphones or whatever for
Yeah.
something along the lines of like $5. And
Right. I've
there's just some stuff
got a
that it's
bunch of
kind of hard to mess up. And actually, even one of my
Right.
lights
Those are
here
the
came from
things.
AliExpress. So
I think I think this came from AliExpress. So this is my US it's a USB on one end, and then it's got like, all of the little connectors that you might need, and it kind of goes like
mhm.
that, and then it's,
this is
so like that's a good thing.
this is
These
actually
are
one
pretty.
thing is it's an auxiliary
Ooh.
cord, but it's stretch.
Mm-hmm. And it's
And
handy.
the schools are a lot different than they used to be, and now kids have to have headphones, and my kid has to have
Mm.
headphones and the headphones had replaceable, cords, and the cords just kept getting broken because you know how kids are, and so I ended up buying a
Yeah.
bunch of these, and they've been great because if the connector gets broke or whatever, but my kid was like wrapping up the cord really tight, and it's like, here, it's retractable, so there's some good stuff on there,
There
and,
you go.
and it's kind of hard to mess
Yeah,
this up,
there is. Yeah.
so
Yeah. Just don't like buy a smartphone from
yeah.
AliExpress. That would not be a good day
Yeah,
for
it's
you.
it's one of the things, like, generally don't buy things that plug into line voltage. So
Oh, and makeup. Don't buy
no,
makeup on
yeah, if
AliExpress.
it's got a possibility that it may have a chemical in it that's not good, or a possibility that it could
Yeah,
explode from, not having proper safety on it, yeah, I'm not going to do
right,
that. But for
right,
little stuff like
exactly.
that, go wild on that.
Yeah, do what you got
It's
to
kind of
do.
similar to
You
buying it
know.
at Five Below. It just takes a little longer to
Yeah.
get it. But
Yep.
anyway,
Exactly.
so now I see the next thing you've got is 3D Rose.
3D Rose, an online retailer. I don't know much about them, but their products are a wild ride. So, trying to do some research about them, I figured I would actually do some research. It was a their website wasn't very helpful, but I was able to find this blurb on Google about what they are. They are a 3D Rose is a family-owned American brand and printing conglomerate showcasing global artist masterpieces on a variety of personalized items. It feels a lot like Zazzle, but it's a little sketchier.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so there is a collection of products that they have that's called the I Believe collection, or the I Believe in Dooney Designs. Like, so most of these from the collection are from like Dooney Designs. I would imagine that Dooney is probably like the artist,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps. Again, it's hard to say, but I know that when I searched for that, this sort of thing came up. So these are some coasters. I believe in mermaids. That makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. I don't know why you'd want a coaster of that, but I understand why people would want this product. Similarly, I believe in Bigfoot. Okay, I get it.
And
If you believe in Bigfoot,
that's the
that's your
best
business.
depiction of Bigfoot I've ever seen in my life.
I was a CGI, like the clip art that they choose on these products is
Mm-hmm.
really choice. They've got I believe in mummies, which is a little more weird because like we know that mummies
Yeah,
exist, right?
you go to a lot of
And
museums, and that's where they are.
yeah, like I believe in mummies. Well, we're going to see a lot of that because I believe in bicycles, for example. Again, on coasters, you can get these on mugs. You can get them on coasters. These are just the default products, but like I believe in tape
What?
dispensers, for example. I've got these in increasing levels of weirdness. Okay, so like it gets much. I believe in dentures. Perhaps a dental
Yeah,
professional would want this. The perspective on those dentures is really something.
give you something to believe in.
Yeah. I believe in line dancing. I love it.
Can you go back to the
I
line
believe in
dancing
craft
one for a
systems.
second?
Sure.
That does not look anything like line dancing.
It really doesn't.
No. And you're a bit younger, so you probably don't remember, and you're also less rural than me, so you don't remember the big line dancing craze of the 90s so much.
Not really.
So,
No, I am from like the city in the middle, like from the Twin Cities in Minnesota. Like there was
yeah,
not a huge line dancing scene
I'm from
here.
Hicksville. I mean,
Yeah.
dairy farmer family and all that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but my,
answer.
so it was the two types of music were country and western, and at
I thought they were both
at
the
the
same.
fair, the county fair in the 90s, there would be line dancers, and my dad hated them. he and my dad doesn't usually like get passionate about anything, but he really hated line dancing. So
Well, if you need to get
yeah,
him a a gift that he will
yeah,
hate, this mug an
achy breaky
option
heart and
on
boot
3D
scootin'
Road.
boogie, I guess, you know.
I used to love Achy Breaky Heart. Like I remember when that song came out, I was very young, and my dad made a tape, a cassette tape that was just that song repeating on both
Oh
sides.
wow.
I love that tape. Yeah. So, these just keep getting weirder. I believe in Crash Test
The
Dummies.
band or the mascots or just Crash
Just
Test
Crash Test
Dummies?
Dummies. Yeah. I believe in Sugars.
Okay.
I believe in sardines. I love the drawing of the
With the
dead fish.
X's for eyes.
Yeah, there's just something that's so funny about X's for eyes. I believe in dental floss. Here's another one of your creepy CGI
Wow.
moments. Yeah, and so sometimes they look a little bit different. They don't always have the clip art,
Yeah.
but I believe in social media. And this is actually the first one of these I ever found. I'm like, the heck? I believe in jump ropes. It's not even jump roping, it's just jump
Hmm.
ropes in general. Like, you can believe in anything on 3D Rose. I believe in lima beans
For our vegan friends.
for our vegan friends. I believe in twerking,
Okay.
and I believe in hoarding.
I know some people who do.
So that's
So
yeah. I do too. I come from a line of them, and I am actively uh, resisting any tandem bikes too.
tandem
I
bikes,
just yeah,
yeah.
there we go. I accidentally had the tandem bike at
Bicycle
the end,
built for
but
two. So is that so a tandem bike is a bicycle built for two?
yep.
Okay.
Or like three, like however
Okay.
more seats than one, I guess. But
All right.
yeah, they definitely exist, and there's people who believe in
Mm-hmm.
them. Yeah, and there's a bunch of other products. Like there's pages upon pages of these on their website, but most of them don't even have thumbnails.
Hmm.
Like you can just like I believe in hammers, and like it won't have the picture. I'm just curious what would happen if I were to order one of
Yeah.
those that didn't have a picture. Like, what would show
Yeah.
up? Would anything show up? And I don't want to spend money to find
Right.
out. Uh, so, right. So the next products that I've got, these are just there's no rhyme or reason really. They're just ones that I pulled out of my off my media server of just items that I found entertaining. So, first one's this mug. I don't always listen to bluegrass, but when I do, so do my neighbors. The image
Yeah.
kind of on this kind of makes me chuckle.
You're gonna listen to Bill Monroe whether you like it or not.
I always appreciate when products like the designs end up on a different product than they were probably
Mm-hmm.
originally. Like future lawyer would make sense on a mug or perhaps on a shirt. Not so much on a shower curtain, but it made me laugh that it ended
Yeah.
up there anyway. Okay, basketball number 7. And
My grand.
to my grandson, I want you to believe deep in your heart that you're capable of achieving anything you put your mind to, that you'll never lose, you either win or learn. Just go forth and aim for the skies. I can't promise to be here for the rest of your life, but I can promise I promise to love you for the rest of mine. And this is on a basketball.
Spherical flatness.
Spherical flatness. The basketball surface relatively smooth and flat, which will not affect its trajectory. Good.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to
And like,
receive that from a
imagine.
grandparent. I wouldn't want to
No.
give that
And
present if I was a grandparent.
no. And imagine like showing up to your basketball game with with this. I feel like that's a way to get bullied.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like this is a display piece or something, and you say, "Oh yeah," and you put it up on your shelf when Grandpa comes over, and you throw it in the closet or
yeah,
something. I don't know where that is. Somewhere.
yeah, exactly. So, basketball number 7. If you happen to have grandkids who you need to
Hmm.
confuse, I guess this is an item that you
And
could
the
theoretically
best
buy
thing to
them.
do is give them a basketball that reminds them of your mortality. You know.
This basketball is to remind you that grandma and grandpa are going to die someday.
Probably soon.
Next one, crazy hair growth in just 7 days. You can grow hair anywhere.
I'm gonna doubt that
I
product, but yeah.
All right, and you sent me
Yes,
this one.
yes.
This is my email last
I
night.
forgot about it,
Step
but
on shit.
yes.
Yeah. This is why I keep this stuff. Step on shit feeling. Upgrade boost. Mugwort deodorant campaign. It's just a
I
word
I
salad, and I
feel like
love
it
it.
was probably translated from Chinese to English or from like
Yeah,
something to Chinese and then to English, all by
and then
machine
back again.
translation.
I love translations that don't quite make it.
Yeah. You can translate from
Like
English to French or English to German or Spanish to English fairly well because the languages have similar enough rules. But when you start getting into like Eastern Asian languages or something like that, they're
mhm,
just so different that the
yeah,
the machine like the auto translates just don't work. But I just want to know,
right.
what does stepping on shit feeling like? Is that supposed to be like a fetish or something, or
I don't think it's supposed
I'm
to be,
guessing
but I
because
know
it's
that it is.
deodorant campaign, so I'm thinking it's just saying that
Like deodorizing insoles, I
I'm
would
assuming that
imagine.
it's like saying that your feet smell really bad. This will prevent them from doing so.
Oh
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, what?
With
What? Why?
stepping on, but upgrade
Yes,
boost.
yeah, that was a bit crazy. But
I'm sorry, slash, you're
I
welcome.
I do
Hey,
want
there's
to
my new
ask.
corner.
Um,
I'll put up a graphic.
I do want to ask though. But I want to know, Molly, do you believe in tape dispensers?
I'm not convinced.
No, I don't. I don't know. I mean, I want to think
I
they're
mean,
real, but
they they tell me that they're
yeah,
real. I've got one at my desk, but man, I just can't believe. Maybe a mug would
yeah.
help.
And I'm going to guess that a lot of that stuff is just generated. Maybe not even by AI, but
That would help.
perhaps by AI. It might predate
Yeah,
some of the
these,
bigger stuff, but I can tell you that
yeah.
with some of the slogans and stuff, that I've seen some kind of inappropriate stuff on, um, like baby onesies and stuff like that are clearly not
Yeah,
meant for a baby, but
right.
they just generate them
Similar to
out, and yep,
the future lawyer shower curtain, like
absolutely,
stuff that was made for one product but ended up on another because that's how the website works.
absolutely, and
Yeah, Redbubble's another good place to look for those items that like discordant
hmm
items as opposed to discordant music.
but yeah, I guess
It's
just the thing to take away from all this is there's a lot of stuff out there. You have choices in the modern world of what you want to buy, and maybe you don't need that many different kinds of nose hair trimmers, you know? Just pick one. Maybe you don't need the one with
One
the
is-
screen, but also,
Yeah. Also, I would probably go to Amazon for something like a nose
yeah,
hair
or
trimmer,
perhaps your
just to be
local
safe.
beauty shop or something like that. They might be
Yeah.
able to give you a better experience, but
Right.
some of
Yeah, people who actually know what they're talking about.
right,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a wild ride just looking at some of the stuff that's for sale nowadays. It just really feels like we're in a golden age, or perhaps more likely we're in the wild west days of products that just get on the market. And you think about 100 years ago or 150 years ago with the medicine men that would go around and they would sell the tonics and stuff like that. You say, why would anybody buy some of that weird stuff they were buying? Well, there's the famous carbolic smoke ball or something like that, where it was a landmark legal case where a woman got flu or something. I had to throw in a Christopher's useless knowledge before we left. I don't remember the specifics of it. I just remember it was something we had to learn when I went to college. But anyway,
And apparently it didn't
yeah,
stick.
it was something that a product that didn't work.
Christmas uses half
Yeah, it was a product that didn't work
Yeah.
that they got sued over, and it was in like the 1800s. And it's like a truth in advertising. And one thing I will say is there is no truth in advertising on a lot of the internet.
No,
I mean, not
really.
even just to pick on the Temus and the Wishes and the AliExpresses of the world. Amazon,
Yeah.
eBay, buyer beware with everything.
Yeah.
So
There's always an element of risk when you buy on the internet. Well, I mean, I guess there's an element of risk when you spend money on
absolutely.
anything.
But at
but
least we know we can find some things
something-
that are at least funny and amusing. So post.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You don't have to spend money in order to get joy out of some of this stuff. I guess that's the lesson.
So I'd say feel free to share
that-
in the comments some information about some of the funniest
Yeah.
things that you've seen. Links obviously will get removed from YouTube, but absolutely.
yeah, I guess.
We're not going to link to any of the products because number one, we're not sponsored, and number two, I didn't save any of these. So
Right. I did, but I forgot that I had, and I only just now remembered that I had I had to document that.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So let's. I guess we'll end it on that,
I tried so
and
hard.
just say, spherical flatness, everybody. I would like to wish you all a spherical flatness, and I believe in tandem bikes.
Well, I just wanted to say I believe in twerking, and everybody pack up and go home.